right, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are here at the River Cities Speedway, the world famous legendary bull ring here in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Gonna be my first time taking on this track and facility, and of course we are gonna be racing with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series. So welcome back. Walking up to this track for the first time. Man, it has a ton of banking. That's the first thing I noticed. Like, you watch videos and how hard that 410s can run around this place and right on the ragged edge, and now it makes more sense. I mean, it's tight, it's small, it looks like you can carry a bunch of speed and really just run multiple lines on the track. And of course, back in the Shark Racing 1T, you can see where the first guy's in the pits. So ready to rock and roll and just wanting to carry all of our momentum that we had last weekend at Jackson, 3 top 10s with the Outlaws, and just want to show more consistency this weekend, and it all starts with qualifying. The Outlaws having a straight up format, which means, the farther up you qualify, the farther up you're going to start in the heat race, and usually your results carry into the A. It's so important to unload with speed, so here in a couple of hours we're going to have pit meeting, then roll right into engine heat, have hot laps, and then the important part of our night to get it all started, which is those 2 laps of qualifying. River Cities, as I mentioned, little bull ring, really fast, and hopefully, it starts out, kind of quick and gets really, really slick and wide. So we're going to be bringing you guys along with us for the night. Night is underway here at River Cities. A little bit of an unfortunate start for the 1T. Went out there and hot lapped. Track was like extremely greasy. A couple seconds off the pace. By the time we went out in a later group, it was a little bit better. And kind of what I noticed, and I think some of it was the grease, but then some of it was just where our car was at. But I felt like I was struggling to feel the right rear. Like, I was just extremely free and almost like I was crossed up as I was going through the corner. So came in, made some adjustments, and tried to not be too extreme, but go in that direction a good amount, because it just felt like we were off there, and unfortunately I think we just got caught maybe going a little too far. So it was free in hot laps, and then we were just way too tight there in qualifying. Wasn't bad on entry. I was a little snug, but it was mainly center off. It's like the car didn't want to finish completing the corner, and therefore it's like making the track way longer, pushing you up on exit. You're not able to drive off straight. So we just kind of battled that there and ended up 26th quick. So we were a little off the pace and down the charts, so that sucks with obviously Outlaw format. Now we're going to start 7th in a heat race, but it's sometimes how it goes, and we just gotta keep working on the car. I gotta work on being better here at River Cities and just getting up to speed and noticing things and learning about the track every time I'm out. So we should start, I think, 4th row here in a heat race, and they're going to be taking the top 5. But working on the 1T, try to make changes and get ourselves going in the right direction. Heat race is complete, and now we're going to be getting ready for a B main event up next. Started 7th, and luckily we were able to have a good start and get into 6th, but from there just wasn't able to make any passes. We're still gonna continue working on the 1T. I still feel really tight and just like stuck on the right rear, and it's tough when a racetrack is this fast. You know, there's not a lot of opportunity to maneuver, but when you're stuck on the right rear, it's just hard to go anywhere. You're almost like you're not driving the car is driving you. So that'd be the best way I can explain it. So just feel like we're a little off pace. We're gonna work on getting freed up. It sounded like the last Outlaw show at this track, it was really slick and it ended up rubbering. So I'm not sure if that's why it's so hooked up tonight, but obviously, you know, they did not want it to go as extreme, so it's just a super fast surface. But sometimes that's just how it goes. Now, hopefully, you know, with some more laps, it'll kind of starting to widen out and provide multiple lanes, but we're focused on this B main, and we gotta run top 4 to transfer into the A. Here's a look at turns 3 and 4. You can see how much surface we kind of still have left. Hopefully it can just kind of get rolled in and, you know, get a little harder in the center and start to bring this top lane. But right now, still pretty narrow conditions at River Cities. So the good news is we survived through that B main event, started 4th, finished 3rd, which means now we're gonna be rolling off from 23rd for this feature. We're out there right now trying just to make the surface as wide as possible, almost tilling up the material, and then it looks like using the grader to like scrape off the top layer. We'll see what it does. I mean, I appreciate the effort trying to give us just a surface where we can pass. It's that there's just so much grip everywhere that even if one part starts to burn off, then material gets thrown around and it's just constantly staying extremely fast. Now, as far as our car, as that's kind of been our battle all night, just working on getting a little bit better every single lap. The changes we made for the B made it to where I didn't feel like the car was driving me as much. I had a little bit more control, but I think what we kind of pinpoint is, you know, we're trying to take on each issue and, you know, not make too many changes, but also make enough changes to put us in the right direction. It's almost like we just need to be down a little bit more. It's almost like the car's not laying left enough, and on a bull ring like this, you got to, otherwise you just get too tight. So we're gonna work on that here for the feature. We are gonna have a full fuel load and rolling off in the back. It's probably gonna be pretty dicey as there's just so many cars in front of you. But thanks to my Shark Racing guys, they've been working with me all night, and they've been, you know, they've had their heads down just trying to, you know, listen to feedback. How can we be better? And just, you know, overall searching to, you know, put the 1T as fast as possible. So A-Main's gonna be up next. They gotta finish some track prep, and then we'll be strapping in soon. Well, dang it, guys. I had a really good run going. Started 23rd, worked our way up to 12th, and then just made a mistake running hard. Racetrack has, you know, not really a curb. It was just, you know, where there was a lot of grip and where it was fluffy, and I was ripping. I mean, a lot of guys I think were too tight, and we finally got the car where it was really free, and then I was just running above it and kind of was able to make really good speed, and then got up behind, I think Gio and Robbie Price were behind me, and I was kind of felt like I was right there with them or close, and I just made a mistake off of turn 4 and got tight in a really bad spot and was heading for the front stretch wall, and I was trying to keep it out of the wall, which in turn just spun me across the track. So I don't know if that was the right call, but I was just trying to keep the car out of the fence and just kind of get sideways to where maybe I just barely tap it, and instead I like got the car sideways in front of traffic, which just, it killed it. So I got smoked pretty good, and anyway, that was our race, but was running really good until that point, kept my nose clean for a while, and then just, like I said, made a pretty big mistake there. Well, out here on the racetrack at River Cities, as we wrap up the night, have a fan that wants to be in the video. What's your name?
Kylan.
Nice to meet you. What'd you think of the track tonight?
It was fast, really fast.
It was really fast. A lot of the fans I talked to all night, we just said how normally, you know, you don't see 9-second laps, you don't see low 10-second laps, and that was kind of the trend that we talked about throughout the whole video. Walking up to this place, it just a bummer ending, and actually just a tough night for the 1T. Kind of a slow start, but finally in the A-main event, the car came around, made some significant changes with the fuel load. I think a lot of guys weren't great, but we were good. You know, moved forward early, missed some crashes, and then maybe I think when we ended up, you know, having our front stretch debacle there, I think I was up to 12th. Just made a mistake here in the fluff, was headed straight for the fence, and in an effort to not just smoke the wall, I tried to get it sideways, and unfortunately it was like a spinning car in front of traffic. If no one was there, I would have been okay. But it's a double-edged sword. You either hit the fence or you try to, you know, not make contact and put yourself in a different position. So definitely kind of kicking myself over that. You guys know I hate tearing up equipment. I hate tearing up my own equipment. I hate tearing up someone else's equipment. It's just a bad deal, but at the same time, you know, that is a part of dirt racing, and we're running as hard as we are. I mean, you know, I may have been in 12th, but I was running hard to try to get inside the top 10 and, you know, run farther up front. And so unfortunately, you just got to accept that, you know, mistakes like that happen, and the bright side was we got our race car where we needed it to be, and I was, you know, able to run some good laps around the track and start, you know, getting closer to the faster and faster guys as I work towards the front. Anyway, that's just how, you know, I got to remember we're on the tour, and you know, you just got to take how the nights go. It's going to be highs and lows, and you just got to work through them and put them behind you and focus on the next race. So big thank you to Bobby Allen and Shark Racing for this opportunity, and, you know, all them for working so hard tonight. I mean that. I mean, like, literally every time came off the track, I think we were all speaking the same language. We had an idea on what to do to make the problems better and fix them each at a time, and just, you know, keep putting our best foot forward to have a faster race car. And that I'm super thankful for. So great to be around awesome people, and we are, well, now they're lighting off fireworks here behind me. We are gonna head to Fargo, North Dakota, have a new night with the Outlaws, and see what we can do. So tonight's behind us, on to the next. We'll see you soon, River Cities. Deuces.